Good morning. Today is Thursday, July 16th, and this is our weekly COVID-19 update briefing. As of this morning, Bossier Parish has experienced 1,403 positive cases of the COVID-19, which is an increase from last week of 261, which is almost identical to the numbers that we experienced at our last week briefing. Unfortunately, we've had 3 more deaths, which brings the total deaths up to 39 at this point in time. Last Saturday, the governor issued a Proclamation number 89 saying that the number of cases in positive COVID-19 in the state has gone up at an alarming increase, and it's the positive test results in hospitalization has made Louisiana number 3 in per capita with numbers of positive cases. The governor stated that should these positive tests continue with related hospitalizations, it threatens the ability of the healthcare system to properly respond, and it may, which we don't want, but he says it may be necessary to go back to full restrictions of staying at home as outlined in Proclamation number 52. The major changes in the Proclamation 89 that was just issued recently are as follows. Bars with or without food service shall not allow on-premise consumption of food and drinks. Bars are allowed to provide takeout or curbside to include alcohol, but I should also point out that the city of Bossier has long-standing ordinances against open containers of alcoholic beverages in vehicles and against picking up alcoholic drinks in drive-through service. Also, the changes include crowd sizes, indoor and outdoor, still remain limited to 50 people, but the exceptions are the businesses that have been determined as essential by the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Agency, and also for churches and other faith-based organizations. The ordinance says verbatim, quote, every individual in Louisiana shall wear a face covering over the mouth and nose when inside a commercial establishment or any other building or space open to the public, whether indoor or outdoor. This shall also include public or commercial modes of transportation. There are 7 exceptions to the wear of masks, which are as follows. Individuals who will not come in contact with any other person or maintaining social distances of at least 6 feet. Any child under the age of 8, but the child of age 2 to 8 are strongly urged to wear the mask, but not mandatory. Number 3, individuals with medical conditions that prevent face covering. Next, when consuming food or drink. Next, when communicating with a hearing impaired individual. Lastly, when giving a speech for broadcast to an audience. All business organizations other than religious organizations shall require all persons entering the premises to wear a covering, with 2 exceptions. The first one be persons in the 7 categories I just enumerated for us, but the second of parishes which have met the criteria to opt out. These are very restrictive criteria, and only 3 parishes in the state have opted out. The closest one to us is Red River Parish, but there are 2 parishes in the south, but only 3 of 64 parishes in the state have opted out. When a business does not allow entry to a worker, a customer, or patron who does not wear face coverings, and if that person refuses to leave the premise, law enforcement personnel may enforce trespassing laws and any other laws that may have been violated. Citations will be written only to the business or organization other than religious that fail to enforce the requirement to wear a face covering. Everyone in public places such as parks, outdoor recreation, shopping areas, social settings of 50 people or more should be avoided if social distancing is not practical. Wearing a mask or covering is not a substitute for keeping social distance of 6 feet from individuals not in your household. In the recent visit of Vice President Pence and members of his staff, to include Dr. Burke, they indicated that it will take everyone in Louisiana wearing a mask to flatten the curve. You or I may have the coronavirus without showing it, but we can infect others, and such as parents, family, friends, and cause illnesses and deaths. It is said that COVID-19 is more likely spread through the air from close personal contact with other personnel. And again, it's that people continue to wear a mask in public, practice good social hygienes, maintain 6-foot social distancing, and adhere to the restrictions on facility occupancy. The preventive and mitigation protocols remain unchanged, and as always, I want to remind people what they are. First, wear face masks when in public and mass transit. Wash or sanitize your hands. Sneeze into your elbow. Avoid touching your face. Stay home when you feel sick, and follow the guidance of your medical provider. Businesses, if you have any question about the occupancy, whether it's how many you can allow in your facility or not, you're encouraged to contact the state fire marshals to receive the latest guidance on that, and they can be reached at opensafely.la.gov. Also, our city fire department will be glad to assist anybody locally that may have questions on occupancy. Citizens are requested to make appointments with city and pay their bills online. The governor indicated plans are to open schools in August. He has said that universal mask usage is going to be critically important to opening school safety. The nation's Secretary of Education was with the Vice President when he visited us a couple of days ago, and has said it can't be a question of if schools will open, but how to do it safely. The governor has repeatedly said a business policy might be just practice no mask, no service. And the governor continues to ask us to be good neighbors. Wearing the mask is controversial, but almost all health organizations agree that wearing the mask will save lives. When you wear a mask, you're protecting those around you. When they wear a mask, they're protecting you. We will be dealing with this horrible problem for a long time, and we ask that people be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Thanks to all who continue to fight this pandemic along with us, and this will conclude our briefing for today. Our next briefing will be Thursday, July the 23rd. Thank you.